In a move that has stunned economists, confused physicists, and deeply offended the ghost of Enzo Ferrari, Jaguar has redefined the concept of automotive excess with the launch of the 2026 Jaguar XJ Intergalactic Royal Sovereign Phantom Edition, a vehicle so opulently absurd and technologically unhinged that it has been declared a rolling work of speculative fiction by the United Nations Automotive Ethics Committee, and banned in several dimensions for violating the sacred balance between function and fabulous. Designed by a clandestine collective of retired British intelligence officers, out-of-work Renaissance sculptors, and at least one mystic from the Scottish Highlands, the 2026 XJ is not merely a car, it is a philosophical experience on wheels, a vehicular embodiment of monarchy, mysticism, and merciless torque. Powered by Jaguar's new Trinity-core hyper-fusion powertrain, which combines a nuclear-powered inline-8, a gravity-defying tachyon inverter, and a micro-black hole nicknamed Nigel, suspended in the engine bay via antimatter struts, the XJ doesn't so much accelerate as bend reality, achieving 0 to 60 mph in 0.3 seconds, although testers report that by the time you realize you've pressed the accelerator, you're already parked at your destination wondering where your childhood went. Clad in a body formed from adaptive chameleon gold alloy, sourced from the crown of a dethroned Martian emperor, Jaguar has not disclosed which one. The vehicle literally shimmers with power, changing colors based on your mood, the stock market, and the frequency of Gregorian chants in a 2 km radius. The grille, an obsidian-laced reinterpretation of the classic Jaguar fangs, is said to be capable of hypnotizing lesser vehicles into changing lanes out of sheer reverence. The headlights, not LEDs, not lasers, no, they are miniature quasars, stabilized by rotating fields of post-Newtonian calculus and British resolve, emitting beams that can be seen from low orbit and potentially cure seasonal depression. The wheels, forged from alloy found exclusively in the crater where Churchill once dropped his monocle, have been inlaid with moonstone and feature Euro-Lev hover pivots, which allow the vehicle to lift 4 inches off the ground when gliding over peasant infrastructure like potholes or speed bumps. Inside, the cabin of the 2026 XJ is a sensory cathedral of decadence. The seats, hand-stitched by blindfolded monks in the Himalayas, are upholstered in ethical phoenix down, harvested during the birds' voluntary rebirth ceremonies, and are programmed to adjust posture according to the gravitational alignment of Jupiter. The steering wheel, for the handful of occasions you feel like engaging with such a pedestrian task, is made from a single slice of fossilized oak soaked in Earl Grey tea for 7 decades, and it includes a hidden compartment where a small robotic butler named Wadsworth pops out to offer suggestions like, perhaps avoid the left lane, sir. A Toyota Camry appears to be in existential crisis. Climate control is managed by the Climate Majesty Suite, which replicates the microclimate of British countryside estates from the early 1800s, complete with occasional mist and ambient pheasant calls. Need a change? Simply say, Jaguar, take me to summer in Tuscany, and the interior will shift its scent profile, lighting, and ambient temperature to match the exact weather of an Italian vineyard on August 17, 1843. Infotainment is not a screen but an immersive AI-powered storytelling dome that surrounds passengers with 8K holograms, Shakespearean narrators, and AI-generated symphonies composed in real-time based on the driver's emotional resonance. Jaguar's new assistant, Sir Reginald Bitewell III, is an aristocratic voice interface who responds only to refined diction and dismisses slang with a polite cough. He controls every aspect of the vehicle via the quantum holographic Elegance console, a floating orb that hovers midair, pulsing with sentient awareness and quoting Oscar Wilde unprovoked. Want to change drive modes? Simply say, Sir Reginald, we wish to gallop like the hounds of Essex, and the suspension tightens, the exhaust growls in Oxford-accented thunder, and the cabin emits a subtle scent of leather-bound ambition. In the rear cabin, where normal sedans offer legroom, the XJ provides an entire Edwardian salon, complete with crackling digital fireplace, AI butler projection, crystal whiskey decanter, and an ever-replenishing library of banned 19th-century novels. The rear passenger chairs recline into full massage beds with pressure sensors that detect stress by measuring the molecular density of your size. A rare optional upgrade, called the Time Travel Picnic Suite, allows passengers to relive their best lunch memories with synchronized scent, temperature, and holographic reenactments. One beta tester reportedly cried during a reconstructed 1992 picnic with his now-departed grandmother and declared the experience more meaningful than therapy, art, and marriage combined. As for sound, the XJ doesn't have speakers. It uses resonance fields, generated by a network of vibrating silver filaments in the car's structure, which transmits sound directly into the inner ear canal via non-invasive auditory harmonics. This allows each passenger to experience a different soundtrack simultaneously without headphones. One person can enjoy Beethoven, another EDM, and a third can engage in a podcast hosted by a Victorian ghost, all without overlap. Jaguar also includes a poetic navigation mode, where directions are delivered via original verse: turn left, dear traveler, for yon bridge where shadows fall and foxes forage, enhancing both your route and your worldview. Underneath it all lies Jaguar's sentient drive architecture, a neuro-reactive chassis that learns your moods, adjusts its handling in response to your breathing patterns, and can detect when you're feeling petty, automatically increasing torque and deploying subtle roars when overtaking drivers who cut you off earlier. For those interested in the stealth mode, the car emits a localized cone of silence, rendering the vehicle orally invisible and muffling the sound of haters. The suspension system, Levithane air floaters, actively counteracts bumps by predicting the future 3 seconds ahead using AI-driven predictive foresight algorithms. Jaguar claims the system was trained on over 10 million hours of dashcam footage in the collective dreams of British engineers. On the environmental front, Jaguar insists the 2026 XJ is practically carbon evangelical. It doesn't emit CO, it absorbs your regrets and processes them into rose-scented compost, which is then used to fertilize micro-gardens hidden in the door panels. The battery, not lithium-ion, but a soul-core harmony cell, which runs on gratitude, fine poetry, and the soft purrs of satisfied aristocrats. In fact, with every mile driven, the car plants a metaphysical tree in your subconscious, gradually turning you into a better person through subtle neural encouragement and guilt-free indulgence. Its carbon footprint isn't just zero, it's negative, meaning each drive heals the earth, balances your chakras, and improves British Commonwealth relations globally. The 2026 Jaguar XJ is also the first vehicle to achieve diplomatic status in 14 countries. Equipped with Parliament mode, the car can override local traffic laws to deliver passengers to important functions while broadcasting a gentle reminder that the Queen would approve. Although the monarchy has since evolved, the car still comes with a replica scepter stored in the center console, which doubles as a gear shifter and ceremonial wine opener. For international travel, the XJ features a transcontinental drift system, allowing it to enter sub-oceanic highways not yet disclosed to the public, thanks to a secret handshake between Jaguar and the International League of Shadow Engineers. The final price of the 2026 Jaguar XJ Intergalactic Royal Sovereign Phantom Edition? Well, it's not available in standard currency. Purchasers must instead undergo a trial of worthiness, which includes composing an original sonnet about legacy, completing a 3-day journey on horseback through the Scottish moors, and winning a chess match against a minor aristocrat. Once deemed worthy, buyers are knighted by a holographic Jaguar leaping through flames, after which the car is delivered by airship, accompanied by a live string quartet and a signed letter of approval from the spirit of Sir William Lyons himself. Ultimately, the 2026 Jaguar XJ is not a vehicle, it's a philosophy, a metaphor, and a velvet-clad hurricane of prestige and horsepower. It is what James Bond would drive if he retired, embraced poetry, and took up fencing against existential dread. To own one is not simply to possess luxury, it is to become luxury incarnate. Or as Sir Reginald Bitewell III would whisper as the engine hums to life, "Let us glide, my lord, for destiny awaits," and the common lanes tremble in anticipation.